Hi, Andrea Budey of Intelligence Framework. We have a quick look to infra and the new features. As you see here, we have a news every day of latest recent website that are hacked, especially government websites. So it means that this website are hacked today. Somebody hacked them, and this government probably they don't know that they are hacked. This can be interesting if you work with such clients. Here there are videos with explanation of any techniques or anything can be useful. We explain here in videos. So just start. Now we have the new feature of reconnaissance. Of course, you know what WIZ is. Basically, just checking the registration of the domain name, but also can check registration of IP address. So cyber squatting is basically generating similar domain names, similar to that one that you put in the target, and it will check if they are registered already or if they are not. So you can maybe register them to do phishing or some kind of trick. As you see, the results, the last result is still shown forever until you don't scan something else. So subdomain is very cool as well. Basically, there is not an official list of subdomains, and also there is not a list of virtual hosts. Both things are automatically checked during the normal scan, but you can also just check, the subdomains to maybe find more targets that can be useful. Email grabs, for example, find emails around on internet, using Google, using Bing, using the same domain name, and using PGP database, and so checking inside the website, for example, checking inside PDF. Also, with the special option, it can check all the subdomains. So not only checking this is like basically doing all the subdomains, putting them here. Uh, Here we have WordPress and Tracer. We are thinking of moving somewhere else. WordPress maybe can go to Scanboard. Tracer is just the trace of the IP and seeing the countries. Scanboard, a part of the standard scans, we have Discovery. Discovery is similar to what will go to Monitor. Basically, it will find all the machines that are around here. So, for example, I click in Discovery here, I will find the same machines even if I clear or I remove one, for example. You will download the last report, but removing it, and then discovering it will find it again sooner or less. Okay, it's again here. So in yeah, discovery is something similar, just showing them without to scan them. Port scan will just port scan. I didn't do any scan with this yet, but it will show it forever until you don't scan something else, like in the others. Well, IoT, WebScan, and the others, they don't provide a report officially here in the same page. They just move the report here in the report page. Monitor can show the reports in his own page and also on the report page. The report page, you can change the language of the report, not on monitor, but on all the other else. So you have a preview of vulnerabilities. If it's blue, there is nothing basically, but if it's yellow, there's something at least. If it's red, there's something serious. So in a preview, you can scan again, stop it, remove, or you can download the report. You can change the language, and you will have the previous language and the new language in the report. The first language is decided by the main language you are using in the interface. So, of course, we have a specific scan for web, but we can do something generic that will scan also the web and also the system. But you can totally customize every scan. So doing a full scan or some compliance test, or customize and decide which one you want, including the single plugins. There's a quick view, so I don't show you all the features, but just to show you uh, injection. You can do totally automated injection, so basically we'll check in the reports if we have some string, and we'll try to hack them. Similar is for exploit. We'll check all the string, we'll check up the vulnerabilities, especially the CVE, and then we'll check if we have a valid exploit for this. It will automatically exploit it. So here you will have the shell phishing to send fake mails, brute force of login, so several protocols. You have the preview here. You put the scan again. When you have a result, you will have here the result. You can also download it. And denial of service, what is it? Armageddon at the moment is protected, only premium client can use it, but basically is doing discovery, 10 is doing scan of everything, and 10 is doing auto hack and auto injection. So just that. So we'll do automatically the main features, of finding the targets, finding the ports, scanning everything. If there are logins, we'll do brute force. If there are web, we'll do web scan, and try to exploit injection and try to exploit vulnerabilities to execute commands. This will be all automated, and then you will find in the reports everything ready. So basically it is very useful if you just go to a place, plug in this machine, click Armageddon, and you leave. When you come back, you will have everything scanned, everything discovered, everything scanned, everything attacked. So machine maybe will be hacked, and you just leave with a report that you can give to your clients. We were showing before the monitor was the different with the discovery. A part of discovery, the machines that are in the network, but you can also add manually machines also they are not in the network, for example on internet. And what will happen, it will start to scan them and attack them, but with a quick scan, not the full with some plugins that are probably unnecessary. If you find something that can be interesting, maybe you can then move it to the scan board and scan completely the machine. Of course you can remove everything, not clicking everyone, just with one click. There's nothing anymore. So in the administration, you can set many things for the users. For example, user can have a different profile. For example, can use only the API, or can be basic that only see the reports made by others, for example, or can be a pro, can scan and hack. An admin can even create new users. Every user can have his own logo and company description. This will go to the report. Also, you can limit them to some specific targets, some specific IP range. In the network, you can configure, for example, the Tor proxy. It means the entire machine will go through Tor. It will be slow, but everything will be anonymous. Or you can use other targets. Of course, you can also set the IP, because you can use it as a router, so check every single network you have. You can transform it in a server or client or static IP, whatever you prefer. So in system you can just do reboot, clean up, update, upgrade, this kind of things. Logs for system and every single user. You can check them and see what they doing. Can be anything. Assistant, you can ask assistants. This basically we create a VPN connection, so we will see whatever you see only if you provide the code that you will see at the end, and only until you don't disconnect. Obviously, it's very secure because it's encrypted. You need to know which machine to connect. You need to know the code that you provide. You need a login, and you need to understand the protocol. So it's something quite complicated. So it's very, very secure. The API, there are example of that you can download of API code that you can use, to connect to the API. Basically, means that you can connect with your own script, so with your own application, passing this information to the server, and the server will give you the report and stuff. You can decide what kind of scan the API will invoke. For example, just a web scan or a quick scan or a full scan. You decide that. Plugins can be external plugins that you can configure, for example, Rapid7 stuff or Akinetics. Virtual machine are machine that you can use to scan. Some of the machine that were in my network are virtual machine. They are for testing. You can download Windows, Linux just to improve your hacking skills. In Marketplace, you can find new plugins that you can buy. So this is all, and of course you can do little things like changing your face, but especially changing your language. We provide many languages, and especially I think it can be important Spanish and some others. That's all.